necessary to bring my sword for this one because it's a fantasy book review. So today I'll be reviewing two books. Two. The Novice by Taran Matharu and the second book in the series, The Inquisition, also by the same author, but I just assumed you guys already knew that. Thank you so much to Grace over at Lovin' Them Books. As you guys know, Grace is awesome. I say that in like all my videos, but seriously you guys, like, she's awesome. I'm participating in one of this month's booktube tours, which is for these books, so I did receive these books for free to review for an honest opinion, and I am so thankful that I got these books, you guys. Okay, wait. Before I get into the emotional aspects of this review, there will be another giveaway at the end of this review, so you're gonna want to stick around till the end for that. As you guys know, fantasy is my genre. And when I say my genre, we all have that genre that we immediately gravitate towards. Like, it's just our genre. We read so many books in that genre that we just have this need to claim it. I will not share my genre. So when it comes to fantasy books, I'm really kind of like a little nitpicky about it. I mean, I like to keep an open mind with all books I read, but when it comes to specifically fantasy, I'm kind of a bit selective before I start reading a new fantasy book or things like that, because like I have pretty high expectations. That's one of the side effects of reading a lot of books in one genre. When I read this series, my mind was just like, whoa. It has been a little bit of time since I've read a fantasy series like this one. This book here follows a boy named Fletcher who discovers he has the power to summon demons, okay? Now, I think I've only read one other book that has to do with kind of summoning demons and not killing them. The whole aspect of using demons and having them as like friends really attractive. Like, it was kind of why I wanted to read the book and review it. Oh my god, okay. I have to sit properly for this. We have our main character Fletcher. He's working as an apprentice to a blacksmith, so it's kind of like I would say like a 19th century kind of style of setting. In this world, there are these people called summoners. Now, summoners have the ability, again, to summon demons of different levels and different strengths. You kind of have to work up to summoning like bigger demons, so most people start off by summoning like a mite or a smaller demon that's easier to manage. In this world, there's a war going on. There's elves, there's dwarves, there's like crazy creatures. Of course, there's demons because they're summoning demons. Demons in this book come from like a completely different world, and you have to summon them through a sort of, chant, blah, 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 blah. Fletcher comes across this scroll, and he knows that, it'll summon a demon if he's one of the adepts that has the ability to summon demons. If it was me, I don't know if I'd be kind of scared to summon a demon, especially if it's like in the middle of the night or something. Like, just horror movies say not to do that. But our Fletcher here does, and discovers he has the power of having to run away from his village due to an accident that happened, or a crime that kind of happened that wasn't really his fault. He ends up making it to this school for adepts like him, and it goes through this crazy journey, and discovers so much about demon summoning and, things going on with the war. There's so much going on, but one of the things that I loved about both the books is that Taran, the author, sometimes in fantasy books, like the biggest problem that I have with the fantasy books that I don't like is that, some authors, they try to, keep things mysterious, which is great because, we all love a little mystery in relationships. But when it becomes so much mystery that, you're just like, what the heck is going on? That's when it kind of becomes like, okay, this is not the best fantasy book. Taran does not do that. He has a little bit of mystery in there, enough to like make you question or like kind of ask questions, but at the same time he gives you answers, and that's like one of the things I love about this book and this series. And this is why I would recommend this book. Like, spoiler alert, but I'm gonna be posting a video soon on my top 10 favorite fantasy books, and this series has wiggled its way onto that list. I literally have the list like physically right here if you want to like, Oh my god, it was so good. Literally, in my head, I was imagining both books like a movie. Like, you ever do that sometimes? Like, especially with fantasy books, I had my swords with me when I was reading the last 100 pages of each book, and it was just like, ah! I know a lot of people don't like the fantasy genre because they try to immediately jump into books like Throne of Glass, try to jump into these sort of high fantasy books, and they end up kind of turning themselves off from the genre. This is a series I would definitely recommend to anybody who just wants to get into fantasy or who likes fantasy but just doesn't like it when it's just like too much, you know what I mean? Just like too much going on. For me personally, I love when it's high fantasy or if it's just low fantasy or even middle grade fantasy. I'm a fantasy lover, okay? To end, you're never like you never really have to stop and be like, wait, what's going on? You know what I mean? It just makes sense and it's just perfect and the writing is beautiful. On to the giveaway portion of this. There's a giveaway for 5 copies of The Inquisition, which is the second book in this series. If you click on the link below and fill out the form, kind of like how I, described it in my other previous review, you'll be entered to win The Inquisition, and trust me, you want to win this book. Thank you guys so much. I hope you liked this video. Until next time, keep reading, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!